Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. We're going to have a great show today. We got Dr. Steve Ensley here from Kansas State University. He's going to talk about liver biopsies in cows and how you can use that to determine vitamin and mineral status of your cow herd.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. Dr. Ensley,
Hello.
welcome here. Welcome home. We now have Dr. Steve Ensley. Y'all have seen him on the show when he was with Iowa State, and we're pretty proud to bring you back home to Kansas and K-State.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Iowa State's a great place. We had a really great lab. I still send samples there. We do a lot of good work there, but I get the chance to build a lab here in K-State, and I'm excited about that. So.
And you have maybe some other reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Here, got
Oh,
some
yeah.
grandkids
Right.
and things like that,
Right.
and so anyway, it's great to have you here. And folks, this is Dr. Steve Ensley, and he's a toxicologist here at Kansas State University at the College of Veterinary Medicine, and does a lot of good work on cattle toxicology of all species, but obviously I'm a little bit biased to some of the work that we do on the bovine. And today we're going to discuss something that you've been doing quite a bit of as of late, and is liver biopsies.
Right. We were interested in trying to determine mineral status in cattle, and we have a lab at Iowa State. We do a lot of work. We have the instrumentation in order to do the analysis, and nutritionally we saw a lot of issues that we felt like were related to mineral or vitamin nutrition. So the liver biopsy is one way that we can collect a sample, very accurate sample, do an analysis on the liver, look for minerals, and it gives us exactly the status of the animal, tells us exactly what your nutritional program is doing, and is a great tool, non-invasive, doesn't hurt the animals, and is a great sample that we can use.
Well, you're going to demonstrate one on me, right?
Right. So we thought we'd do one on Dan, but maybe not. So
We don't have the IACUC approval for it, but this is your tool.
So this is my tool. It's actually a 16 gauge needle that we use, and so you can see how small it is. It's got black marks along the instrument that tell you centimeters. So we even though this is a 7 centimeter piece of equipment, we only go into the animal maybe 3 or 4 centimeters to collect our piece we want. And you can see it's about the size of a 16 gauge needle, and then the sample that we get is about the size of a pencil lead. At the very end of the biopsy instrument, there's an open area where we collect a piece of liver about half an inch long, about the size of a pencil lead. So it's very minimally invasive. We do a lidocaine block on the side of the animal, and then take our piece of liver biopsy, bring it out, put it in a tube, take it back to the lab, and we can tell you exactly what the mineral status of that animal is.
How many of those can you run? I mean, can
So-
you keep up with pretty much?
So
working cows?
2 weeks ago we had a senior student, and we went out and I showed him Max Beal.
Yeah.
I showed him how to do the first one. I showed him the landmarks. The first time he's done it, he did that animal, then 11 more animals in about an hour with no problem. He got every animal the first time. We got our sample that we wanted, and he did a great job. The only problem with Max is he's going to move back to California. He's not staying in Kansas.
We need to keep him around.
We need to.
Well, let's take a break. Folks, this is a pretty simple tool. Working with your veterinarian, working with your toxicologist to get this done. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about why we do them and what we can do after we find some results.
Right, sounds good.
All right, thanks for watching Doc Talk. More after these messages.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Doc Talk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Steve Ensley, and we're at Kansas State University at the College of Veterinary Medicine, where Dr. Ensley is our lead toxicologist here, and you're in the Department of Anatomy and Physiology, but you're also part of our diagnostic laboratory where samples are sent, and you do a lot of case workups, right?
Right, my main interest is really service, so I'm really interested in doing toxicology. So when we have animals die that don't die from an infectious cause, then I get to be involved in those cases. So.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about why we're seeing the use of this liver biopsy tool.
So a lot of it really goes back to the equipment that it takes to do the analysis. The equipment, the machines that we use are very expensive, and the technology really has been available maybe for the last 10 years, and so. At Iowa State, we had three of these ICP mass spec machines because we did a lot of liver biopsy samples. At Manhattan, we have one, and as we get busier, I'm sure we'll use more. But it's been a real good tool to look at how nutrition is involved in how animals respond to normal challenge or how they respond to vaccines. When we see issues where they don't respond or can't seem to get over an illness. We want to know, is nutrition involved in that? And so with the sampling that we can do, the very easy sampling from a liver sample, because we can't use, for many of these minerals like copper specifically, we can't use serum, so there's really no other sample other than a liver that will tell us what we need to know. And so the liver biopsy is the only way to get the sample that we need.
So do you generally do like a panel then
right.
of minerals and I assume vitamins?
Right. Well, so the minerals, the machine we use will look at 26 different minerals, and we can look at all 26 of those all at one time. That's the beauty of these machines. With one sample, they'll do, it takes about a minute to run 26 minerals, and it used to be we'd have to do those one at a time, and now we can do them very rapidly. We have an auto sampler on the machine. We load our samples, and the machine runs and can do these analysis very quickly and do a lot of minerals at once. But so the panel I use, there's for the livers that I have, there's about 13 minerals that I'm interested in. Those are the ones that I have on my liver panel that we look at, and I feel like they give us a really good handle on what the nutritional status is of the animals. And we can look at more. I mean, if you have a specific interest, there's other things we can look at, but for our basic trace mineral panel, there's about 13 minerals that I'm interested in.
Okay. And then when with vitamins, do you do those too?
So vitamins are still an issue. The piece of liver that we get is small enough we can't do vitamin analysis with yet. We're still trying to work on methods to maybe do that in the future. But so right now, if we're interested in vitamins, and they're important also because we see those as issues, we need a serum sample. So if we're going to do a liver biopsy, we'll take 1 ml of serum, and we'll take our liver biopsy, and with those two samples that we have, we can look at vitamins and minerals all at the same time.
Perfect. Well, we know how it's done, and we know now why it's done, and now we're going to come back and kind of talk through the next two sessions. We'll talk about when you get results and some of the things that you can do to make corrective actions. Thanks for watching Doc Talk. More after these messages.
My name's Karen Cope, and I have multiple sclerosis. I heard about the stem cell research with the Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Before we decided to do that, I had cognitive testing done. After the stem cells, I had the cognitive testing completed again, and the results indicated that I had a 6-point increase in my cognitive abilities. It was like somebody had taken Windex and washed all the fog off my brain, and so I had the concrete, validated information that stem cells work.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Did you know long-range planning through the checkoff can help keep your business profitable? To successfully pass on cattle operations from one generation to the next, it's important to promote beef and keep farms and ranches profitable. Your beef checkoff helps do that.
We are Mike and
Martha
Armitage here at the A-Bar Ranch, Claremore, Oklahoma. We have a cow-calf production company, and we also have a marketing company. We have entertained groups brought to us by the Beef Checkoff, such as South Korean media that covered our operation and brought the good news back to South Korea.
That was a really neat experience, and that we got to have young people from another country that we got to experience a lot of different things in their culture, but got to share our culture too.
We live on the Squaw Creek Ranch. Here is a division of the A-Bar Ranch.
As a wife and a mother, and also with my background in more of a health field, I look at just the nutritional value, and it's great that the Beef Checkoff offers that kind of information to the consumers that are out there.
We both are proud to come from agricultural, more specifically ranching backgrounds.
My dad is a part of the Beef Checkoff board, and so the Beef Checkoff has been something that we promote and that we support what it has to offer.
Not everybody who's in agriculture is tech savvy on Facebook and through social media. Most people in the city happen to be, and they are very disconnected from our day-to-day routines, and that's one thing that makes me proud of the Beef Checkoff, them going to bat for us, from those who aren't necessarily anti-ag, but just simply don't know and they aren't getting the information.
As producers, we're strong supporters of that, and hope that many of you out there realize all of the different things that the Beef Checkoff brings to the table for us as producers.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it and work with you.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hey folks, welcome back to Doc Talk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Steve Ensley. We're at Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine, where Dr. Ensley is a toxicologist, seen lots of cases, and we're talking about liver biopsies. So what are some of the more common problems that you're seeing with nutrition and this year, or in the cases that you've been dealing with?
So this year we have had issues with weak calf syndrome again. So we see calves that are born full term, but they don't, are not strong enough to get up and nurse, or they may nurse but don't survive over 4 or 5 days and die. And so Some of those are infectious causes, but we also want to investigate whether nutrition is involved. So we look at on a calf or a newborn that dies, we'll have a bigger piece of liver. We don't have to do a liver biopsy to get that, but the liver from that calf will tell us, it'll tell us what the nutritional status of the cow is, because the cow passes all the vitamins and minerals across the placenta in the last 30 days into that calf. So everything but vitamin A. Vitamin A has to be ingested in the colostrum. They don't pass vitamin A. So if we have a calf that did not nurse, then we can measure vitamin A, but it's not as accurate. We'll go back to the dam and see what her status is if we think vitamin A is an issue. But so we can look at the liver on the calf, and that will tell us if the calf is low, then we know the cow had to be very low, because they're going to use whatever vitamins and minerals they have. All cows will try to go across the placenta and transfer all their vitamins and minerals to that calf. So
what have been some of the more common mineral deficiencies associated with it?
Well, one of the issues, vitamin A is one thing we're seeing very commonly. There was a fire in Germany at a BASF plant last October, and so vitamin A availability for feed use is very limited. It's very expensive now, and so I think some of the vitamin A deficiency issues that we're seeing may be related to that. It's also if you have drought issues or you don't have access to bright green forage, and all the green forages have beta carotene, and if a cow has enough access to good green grass, she can make all the vitamin A they need. But when we have drought situations, or if they have, we may go to grass in May and have good grass, but by September and October the grass may be dry, we may have drought, and so if they aren't supplemented with vitamin A, the beta carotene concentration will be low in the fall, so going into wintertime, we just don't have the availability there. So taking the liver samples will tell us, we can look at these minerals or use livers from calves that die and see what the vitamin A status or E, and so we know what to supplement in. We can try to get the cow herd back to a normal status using sometimes injectable drugs are the best, or injectable vitamins or injectable minerals are the best way, because we find when there's a lot of oral interferences, sometimes in the feed it can take 30 days to get there. If we can use an injection, we can do that within 48 hours.
We've seen some of that with vitamin A this year, that we could give the vitamin A injection, and then the storage in the liver is so long that if we can get their stores built up, they can last quite a while. And it seems like the injectable's available, but the
oral vitamin A, I feel like we test some of the feeds to look and see, but I'm just afraid with all species need vitamin A, so there's we're competing with a lot of other species for vitamin A availability. So I think that's been one of the issues we've seen so far this year.
You bet. All right, folks, going to take a break. We're here with Dr. Steve Ensley. More after these messages.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
Hi, I'm Randy.
And I'm Paul from PFI.
We would like to personally invite you to stop by PFI, home of Boot Daddies.
PFI is America's Western store, covering over 50,000 square feet.
Over 25,000 boots.
Visit Saddle City with the largest selection of saddles and tack anywhere.
A huge selection of hats at Big Spur Hat Company in PFI Town.
And choose from the best brands of clothing and accessories for the entire family.
PFI, located on Highway 65 at the Battlefield exit in Springfield. And I'm not kidding.
Thanks for joining me today for Behringer Ingelheim's Cattle First. When we start to think about labels that are on bottles of antibiotics, it's extremely important that we follow them. The first thing that's on the label, what species is this indicated for? So it might be for cattle, for horses, for dogs, or cats. Once we understand the species that these products are labeled for, what's the indication? Bovine respiratory disease. Could it be for foot rot? There's a list of species indications. After that, what's the dosage, what's the route of administration, and then what's the withdrawal time, or the time in which it's safe to take an animal to slaughter from the time in which the animal was last treated until that animal was slaughtered. So, species, indication, dosage, route of administration, withdrawal. All of these are important components on the label, so make sure that you follow them and use antibiotics judiciously. Boehringer Ingelheim's Cattle First.
As fourth-generation farmers themselves, Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. So when it comes to quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia, call Heinen Brothers Ag today, 800-760-4964.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help? How can we help?
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook or Twitter.
Ready.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Steve Ensley. We're at Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine, where Dr. Ensley is basically starting a new service.
Right.
And it's something that we're awfully proud to be able to provide this for producers and for veterinarians. And this is the guy that's going to be running it. And talk to us a little bit, because we need samples to come this way.
So Kansas State's, I graduated, I'm a K-State graduate. When I graduated, we didn't do analytical work in toxicology here. And now we've got a really high functioning lab. We've got really good chemists. We've got really good equipment, great lab facilities. So we're going to be doing analytical toxicology at Kansas State. So there's, if you have a need for any analysis that we couldn't do before, a lot of those we'll be able to do now in-house, and don't have to send those out, so we can do those in a timely manner. And I like to have the analysis be done in my lab, so I know the results are going to be going to be correct. And so that's I have some concern when we have to send things out. I don't have control over other labs, but now that we have them in-house, I feel like we're gonna turn out a result that I feel confident with.
Well, I mean, you've been involved with the QA and QC of these types of analytical. You understand the importance. The thing that has always impressed me about working with you, and we've worked together for quite a few years, is that you have a practical understanding of production in the beef industry, swine, dairy. You've been a practicing veterinarian in rural community, so you understand what the practitioner's going through, but then you also have the analytical capability and that you can really tie the whole picture and help people out with these cases.
Right. My dad was a veterinarian. I grew up on in a small town in Kansas and worked for my dad, practiced with him, then went back to school at Iowa State and got a master's and a PhD in toxicology. So it's been a real interest of mine, through my whole career. And now I get to come back to Kansas State and help, develop this lab. So it's very exciting for me.
Well, it's exciting for us. It's exciting for the industry, because now we have a go-to analytical toxicology lab that's going to really provide some service for whether it's your cow herd, your feedlot, your dairy, swine operation, whatever. Send them here.
Right. We feel like we are the CSI of the animal world, so we can figure it out.
Yep. And if they say that Dr. Dan said to send them in, they get charged double, right?
Right.
Yeah. So don't do that.
The same discount.
Same discount. Anyway, well, thanks for being here. Welcome home, and thanks for being on DocTalk.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
Folks, thanks for watching DocTalk today. Remember, if you want to learn more about what we do here at DocTalk, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. Remember to always work with your local veterinarian. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Steve Ensley. from Kansas State University, and we'll see you down the road.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.